Hey, little rock stars, welcome back to another episode of Little Astro's podcast, your go to space for all things self growth, feminine energy, and becoming the best version of you. Hola, my name is Eda, and today we are talking about something that, let's be honest, we all struggle a lot with, and that we need to master, which is setting boundaries without that annoying guilty feeling. Yup, boundaries. That's right. That word that makes some of us feel powerful and some of us feel, awkward, uncomfortable, or even downright guilty. You know the feeling, right? You say no to someone, and suddenly you're feeling like you're sitting alone, crying, eating ice cream, all because of your one little no. But hear me out, guys. Boundaries are not the villain in your story, they are the hero. Let me tell you something. Setting boundaries is like putting up a cute little do not disturb sign on your life. It's like saying, hey, I love you, but I need my space to recharge, grow, and be the amazing woman that I am. And when I say recharge, it doesn't mean your mobile or Wi Fi bills, it means recharging yourself. Like maybe by reading books or meditating or doing something that gives you happiness and just living in that moment. But we all know what happens when you start putting up those signs. You feel guilty. You feel like you're disappointing people, or even worse, people make you feel like you're selfish. Drop a white heart if you have been there. Today, we are kicking out guilt to the curb. So grab your tea, coffee, or whatever makes you feel like the queen you are. And let's dive into how to set boundaries like a boss. Before we get started, let me know in the comments what's one boundary you have always wanted to set but felt guilty about. Let's start a conversation because you are not alone. Alright, let's get into it. So, the tip number one is know your value. You need to know your value, your worth. You need to understand that your time, your energy, and your space are priceless. You are not Amazon Prime. People cannot just expect you to be available at the click of a button. Sorry, Jeff Bezos. But this one is crucial because if you don't understand your own worth, you will keep letting people overstep your boundaries. Take this in. When you know your value, you're more likely to protect it. You're less likely to feel bad about saying no because you know what you bring to the table, and that is too good to be given away freely. People protect their material possessions with so much of their energy, but they don't protect their own worth. Funny, right? Remember, Queens, your energy is a limited edition, so let's keep it rare. Be clear and direct. This will be the tip number two. Look, I get it. Some of us are scared of confrontation, like the idea of telling someone no makes us want to crawl into the bed and hide under the covers for the rest of eternity. Just like how I do when I watch horror movies. But ladies, listen. Boundaries don't have to be big, scary confrontation. You don't have to yell. You don't have to give long winded excuses. You just have to be clear and direct. Like, hey, I can't do that today, or I am going to need some time to think about it. And if people can't accept that from you, then it's time for you to maintain distance with them. See, it's calm, it's simple, it's kind, and it works. You don't owe people a life story or a thesis paper on which you explain them why you're unavailable. A simple no or I can't right now is enough. Okay, let's role play this one. Imagine someone asks you to do something that you just don't have the bandwidth for. Instead of a shaky, guilt ridden, I am not sure, or maybe it's better to say, I would love to help, but I can't take that on me right now. And boom, you're clear, direct, and guess what? You didn't even break a sweat. Pro tip, you don't have to over explain. People will respect you more when you're straightforward. Trust me, clarity is a queen. This brings us to tip number three. Do not apologize for protecting your peace. Repeat after me. My peace is my power. Let's get this straight. You are not a villain for saying no, and you are not wrong for putting yourself first. There is no need to apologize for making your mental, emotional, and physical health a priority. Look, I know we are all programmed to be people pleasers sometimes, but apologizing for setting boundaries is like apologizing for taking care of yourself. It's like apologizing for needing air to breathe. Imagine saying, "Sorry guys, I just really needed some oxygen today." I mean, what? Exactly. Let's drop the "I am sorries" and replace them with "thank yous." Like, "Thank you for understanding that I need this time for myself," or "Thank you for respecting my boundary." And voila, you have it there, positive energy only. Now, for tip number 4, it is practice, practice, practice. Listen, setting boundaries can be scary, especially if you're new to it, and I completely get that. But practice makes progress, and setting boundaries is a skill. And like any other skill, it takes practice. You're not going to be a boundary setting goddess overnight. Start small. Maybe it's saying no to that social event you don't really want to go. Maybe it's letting your parents know you need some me time. I know it's tricky to say, but you need to try. Whatever it is, the more you do it, the easier it gets. Soon you'll be setting boundaries like how Beyonce sets trends, effortlessly and with zero apologies. You have got this. It's about progress, not perfection. And trust me, once you get the hang of it, setting boundaries feels like the ultimate act of self love. And finally, for tip number 5, remember you can't pour from an empty cup. You have heard this one before, right? It's a classic because it's true. You can't give your best to anyone, be it your family, your job, your parents, your partner, if you're running on low fuel. Boundaries are how you refill that cup. They are how you make sure you have enough energy to give to yourself first and then to others. So, when you set boundaries, you're not just protecting yourself, you're making sure you can show up fully for the people you love. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this: you are your number one priority. So, next time you feel guilty for setting a boundary, ask yourself, am I taking good care of me right now? Because you can't be amazing women you're meant to be if you are running on an empty cup. So, my beautiful souls, that's it. 5 tips to help you set boundaries without feeling guilty. It's time to stop feeling like you're letting people down and start realizing that setting boundaries is an act of self love for yourself and for everyone else. If this video resonated with you, make sure you give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who needs to hear it. And of course, subscribe for more empowering content. Drop a comment below and let me know what boundaries you are working on. Until next time, live your life to the fullest, protect your peace, and remember you are worth it. Toodles!